Hello, world, and welcome to Splashtocks. This is our episode 3. This is your podcast for secure work, information technology, and innovation. Please subscribe, follow us so you can, view the content we've been putting out, and hopefully you find some value here. We have a special guest today, one of my colleagues who I've worked for quite a number of years now, Nityasha, who's our product manager for 4 years, and has seen so many things in the last 4 years that you've been here, going through pandemic, everything that we've gone through, and everything's here moves so fast, and you're right in the middle of everything. So you bring so much value to our company, but most importantly, you bring so much value to our customers. So we want to hear from you. People can learn from you, especially our viewers. Our customers can learn from you, and more direction where a product continues to grow and where it's going to go. So thank you for being available. And our third episode, as this continues to grow, we're getting a lot of good feedback. So things are going along, and I think people are going to enjoy. So thank you, Nityasha.
Yeah, thanks.
And first question is, as a product manager, product marketing manager, what core values do you have when you're developing a Splashtop solution?
Yeah, good question. Again, thanks for having me. I think we have a great product and engineering team here at Splashtop who is very keyed in with what our customers need, and we are constantly trying to make sure that we have the right information from our customers as to how their landscape is changing, how their requirements are changing. So I think that's great about how the team here works. So first and foremost, when we design a new product or new features within a product, we make sure it's something that our customers are asking for, or something that will help them in their day-to-day workflows. And then once we decide to implement something, there are a couple of aspects that I'd like to highlight that we keep in mind. One is we want to improve their productivity when they're using our product, right? So things that will make, and there's two aspects to it. One is if you're an end user using a product, and the other is a technician. So for end users who are, for example, working remotely, how can we make sure that their remote work is productive? And just implementing new features, new performance standards that will help them work as if they were actually at their workstation. So for example, we're coming up with a new product jointly with Wacom that'll help them use their Wacom tablets as well remotely. So you basically work on your local computer as well as the remote computer using the Wacom device. So anything that helps them improve their productivity. Similarly, for the technicians providing support, what are the easiest ways they can and fastest ways they can connect to their customers? So we have multiple ways that we have introduced that they can connect to their customers depending on, if they're on the phone or if they're via email, via message, etc. So anything that will help the technicians improve their productivity. So productivity is one aspect we keep in mind, and the other is ease of use. That's a very key reason why a lot of our customers come to us from our competitors, because so, for example, making sure that the name of the feature is something intuitive. It could be as small as that. Telling them no. So you click on a drop down and you look at all these features. You should know intuitively what that feature does, what clicking on that is going to do. So it starts with, as much as naming a feature, and then putting it in the product where it makes logical sense. Combining a set of features. So based on the customer's usage, it makes sense to group features a certain way. So it's simple things like that, and making sure that we are not giving them features they don't really use in their day-to-day. So that's why they find our product easier to use.
How do you balance, because you touched on these different use cases, so how do you balance when we have so many individual users, small businesses, and then very large organizations?
Yeah.
And they use similar onboarding experiences, similar capabilities, but some of them more impactful for others, depending on the business size. But how do you balance the development on the different customer demographics where it's a small business versus a large business.
Yeah.
How do you maintain both of them happy and successful?
Right.
Collaborating with everybody.
I mean, if you see our release notes, typically we make sure that we have something in it for everyone, and whoever our customer is, whether they're an individual, whether they're IT support team, or whether it's a small MSP or a large enterprise, that we have something in it for everyone. So if you look at the way we package our features or the products that we have, they are geared towards either an individual or depending on who they are. When we do releases, we make sure that we have features in each of those categories. So our three main use cases are remote access, endpoint monitoring and management, and service desk. And our product and engineering team make sure that in each release we have value for each of those use cases in each of the products. So we are just providing incremental value without changing their subscription within the existing subscriptions.
How have we moved towards or implemented additional, let's say, granular capabilities or automation? Because I've seen these steps added to these solutions, capabilities within what I consider like a platform now. What have we done there? And do we plan on doing more there as well in regards to automation, more granular control? Yeah.
So we did. So when we launched our enterprise product, a lot of our customers, we help them grow. So if you come in, if it's a smaller customer who comes in through one of our products, as their team grows, we help them move to a more sophisticated product that we have enterprise for. So as our customers grow, we basically have solutions for them based on their growing needs. Mm-hmm. So as they grow in size, they will need more security controls. They will need more features. They will need more scalability, etc. So we do have our enterprise, for example, granular controls, where you want to make sure that different people in your team have access to different things, because that's one of the key ways you ensure security, that everyone has the minimum privileges they need to get their jobs done. So that's what you were referring to, granular controls, to make sure that based on either your seniority or based on your function, you're able to control the permissions that your teams have, or single sign-on integration for easier onboarding of users, stuff like that. So our enterprise product is definitely geared towards larger teams. Mm-hmm. As our customers grow, a lot of them do see value in,
migrating over. Yeah. And so for example, in the endpoint management, we launched the we're launching or have launched the smart actions. Can you talk to us a little bit how that may impact a smaller org versus a larger org?
That is one feature that actually might be needed by everybody today, because IT skills shortage, IT having growing responsibilities, because having to support this hybrid infrastructure now, and then mobile devices in addition to the company-owned devices. So everywhere we hear from our customers where IT is needing to step up a lot to combat and deal with all these increased challenges. So everybody is kind of stressed. Yeah. So smart actions, what you refer to, is basically helping them automate things that they would otherwise do manually. So it's freeing up their time to focus on their clients and customers. So smart actions itself is we have alerting capabilities, so you can set alerts on when a computer, let's say a software you didn't want is installed. You can basically define an action that you'd want to be performed automatically when an alert like that is triggered. So everything happens in the background. You just need to set it up.
Yeah, it's really nice. We hear often the term self-healing, and I feel like we're, in many cases, already delivering that. So an alert may happen, may trigger a ticket, for example, or now may trigger a smart action that may trigger some sort of background command that can push to that endpoint. So it's exciting. And I feel, and maybe it would be good to get your perspective, like where do you see this growing? Will AI come into play here? Can it come into play? Where will it? What do you think?
We've been brainstorming how we can leverage AI to help our customers. It needs to be done very tactfully.
Yeah.
So, for example, something we've talked about is maybe helping our tech users to create scripts rather than having them manually do it. AI can help them create those scripts. So
that's nice. It can bridge the gap of maybe technical resource in your organization, so it can impact the IT, the teams there, maybe onboarding folks if we give that guidance. So that's definitely a good idea.
Yeah, and I know that our support team, helping us deal with the responding to customers, making sure that at least the level 1 support is done. So yeah, there's a lot of places we can plug AI, but we pride ourselves in giving our customers the best service and experience possible through product and through support. So definitely AI is useful, but we wouldn't want that as hampering or hindering the user experience.
Okay, different type of question, because you're in the middle of everything from executive team, management team, our customers, support team, customer success. You get all these requests all the time. You get all the feedback all the time. And then we're always asking, hey, where are we with this and that? How do you manage that? How do product managers do that? And then you also manage product marketing. So talk to us about how much sort of inbound expectations are put on product managers and product marketing. How do you then control and manage the output and even prioritize what to do next? It's definitely a lot of decisions that need to be made. So it'd be good to get your perspective and opinion on that.
We should do a podcast just on that.
Okay, we can do that. Yeah, the next episode, but maybe give us the synopsis, a little summary of what could happen.
I don't think anybody, I think this is something that, all companies are, it's a continuous process. I don't think anybody has the golden ticket to, or the answer to that. But we try our best. Our roadmap is heavily influenced by our customer asks. But definitely, I think, to give you an example, during COVID, our education customers needed help with establishing remote learning in their institutions. So they came to us with our remote lab solution. Essentially, right? They needed a way to access their computers, lab computers remotely. So a lot of our innovation is driven in partnership with our customers. So definitely their asks hold a lot of importance in our roadmap. But like you said, it comes from all over the place, and we need to establish certain prioritization guidelines. So definitely we have, how much revenue. We are a business, so we have to look at how much revenue that could possibly bring in, and the urgency of it. And like I said earlier, how is this going to, what kind of impact is this going to have on our customers, value to our customers. So we have a prioritization matrix, if you will, that we discuss as a team with product and engineering. We're doing that right now, actually, as we speak, as we define the 2024 roadmap, looking at...
Great. What's next? What is next for Splashtop?
We're still finalizing that.
Okay.
But like I said before, we're looking at all 3 cohorts. How can we make our high performance remote access even more powerful? How can we make our endpoint management more streamlined and easier for customers to use? And how can we help with more service desk capabilities to help larger service desk organizations effectively manage customer support requests? So these are basic 3 focus areas. So to your original question of how we prioritize the requests, our product managers are awesome. They basically communicate with the customers, making sure that they know when it's going to be available to them, and also with the engineering team to make sure that the communication is clear. Also, when a customer asks for something, it's not very clear. So there's a lot of understanding their workflows, basically seeing how best we can implement it. So we can't always take, whatever they're asking and implement it the same way. We always look for how we can make it better. And a lot of the developments we've done this year, we've actually done so much better than some of the other solutions that offer out there.
So what are you doing now in regards to, one, getting all that feedback from customers, prioritizing roadmap? What are you doing to be more competitive versus the competition? Like, are there any advancements there that put us, ahead of the curve at least?
So as you know, few things, we have our on-prem solution. A lot of the trend in some of the industries is actually, moving to an on-prem solution rather than some trends. Some organizations prefer that. So we definitely, I think our on-prem solution is a differentiator out there in the market. And I mentioned the largest mobile telecom company came to us. They tried a lot of other solutions in the market. They needed support for upwards of 100K devices, which is huge. It's a huge deployment environment. And to be able to do that effectively, the product needs to scale and respond to that kind of size. And none of those solutions in the market was satisfactory for them. So we were able to actually scale our platform to help them be able to support. And we did it so quickly. They're a customer now. So there are a lot of, and then we have centralized session recording, which is also a huge security implication, which a lot of our competition doesn't have today. So we're listening to customers, we're looking at market trends, and security needs. Security is always on the back of what we do, making sure we do it in the most secure way possible, giving IT the right controls to be able to achieve those high levels of security for their organization.
Yeah, and I know with the case of the scalability of high volumes of computers, it's pretty neat to be able to have a full list of all your computers, all your assets. Let's say you're, a super admin, and by searching a name, searching, a logged in user, you can quickly get access to that machine. It would have been a much longer process. So that's impactful. You could be a large school district, large organization with retail systems, point of sale systems. It's impactful. So congratulations on that. I know the team has been, that's always becomes like the next milestone is growing. But I think from what I understand, we've kind of got over a hurdle in regards to scaling down. We can even scale beyond that. So that's impressive. Congratulations.
Yeah, the engineering team really, and it was so fast the way they came about that. It was very impressive, very proud moment for the company.
Yeah.
The other thing is the dashboard, for example. We're coming up with a platform, a window for IT to be able to view their environment in its entirety, see a quick view of the health of their environment, something that, we're just continuously innovating and evolving along with our customers. And I think that's the best way to go.
Yeah, I mean, that is the Splashtop story. It's us and our customers, and we are very thankful for them. That's why we have so many that have been with us for so long. And soon we're going to be having some of them here as well, so we can chat with them and learn from them more. But that wraps up our podcast for today. I know we're going to have a lot more. We'll touch on that other topic. But thank you, Nityasha, for being, one of our leaders in the org, training the team, educating the team, jumping on calls, getting feedback left and right from all sorts of stakeholders. but doing a great job.
You and your team play a big part of it.
Oh, we got to make our customers happy, and that's it.
That's all
what
we're
do.
about.
Yeah, they're happy, we're happy. Happy customers, happy company. So,
Definitely.
all right, thank you, Nityasha. Great job.
Thanks, Itala.